Welcome to Creative Writing 101. In this class, I'll be teaching you the fundamentals of creative writing. Each lesson will include discussion on an important writing-related topic, as well as a reading list, writing exercises, and homework. And no, your homework isn't graded, you can relax, but if you do want someone to take a look at your writing, I offer editing, feedback, and coaching services on aspace2write.com. In today's lesson, we're talking about dialogue, and do let me know in the comments which topics you'd like to see in the future. Writing good dialogue for your story, script, or book can be surprisingly difficult. A lot of writers tend to assume it's about capturing how people actually speak, but this couldn't be further from the truth. If you were to write dialogue the way that people actually talk, there would be a lot of unnecessary niceties.
Hi, how are you? Fine, how are you?
Filler. Half-finished or poorly articulated thoughts, overly repeated words or phrases, rambling stories, long silences. In other words, it would be pretty dull. Now, I'm not telling you to remove all of these things from your dialogue. Keeping some of them in does help the dialogue to feel genuine, but if you have your characters say as many times as someone would in real life, your readers will get bored. So remember that these little human flourishes should be used sparingly. And now let's talk about another aspect of dialogue that a lot of writers get wrong. When we're writing a dialogue scene, it's very easy to forget that in real life, people don't often truly say what they mean or express what's really important to them. So dialogue in our writing will have to be kind of similarly indirect. Of course, this is not a rule you should follow 100% of the time. None of the rules I share are. Sometimes people do really say what's on their mind. So it's less of a rule to follow and more of just a skill to develop. And here's an exercise to help you develop it. You can do the exercise now or save the video so you can do it later. What you're gonna do is start with two characters. Maybe they're characters you've already worked with, or maybe they're two completely new characters that you invent for the sake of this exercise. Now, you're going to give them a topic of interest and make sure that it's something that's of vital importance to both of them. The big things like money, love, children. Maybe they're a couple and there has been a recent infidelity. Or maybe they're two friends who come from very different economic backgrounds. You decide. And then for around 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to write a dialogue between them where they are in a public setting and they cannot talk about the thing that's important to them. They can talk about literally anything else. However, make sure that you keep this topic simmering just below the surface. They may not speak about it directly, but that doesn't mean the topic is forgotten. When you're writing dialogue for your story or script, it's important to remember that your dialogue must serve two objectives. It is there to move the story forward, and it is also there to reveal character. Ideally, every line of dialogue should probably do both of these things. So if you're reading back through your work and you find lots of dialogue that only moves the story forward or only depicts character, it's possible that the dialogue isn't needed or it should be rewritten. Bearing in mind this is a tip for doing a second or subsequent draft, not a first draft. When you're writing a first draft, just write literally whatever comes to you, even if the dialogue is terrible. Now, one mistake that a lot of writers make here is that they realize, oh, I need to move the story forward, and so they just bring in a peripheral character who tells the main character everything they need to know or what they need to do. It's not great. You can have these moments in your writing sometimes, but remember that it's not just about moving the story forward. These moments should also reveal character. If they do both of these things, then the dialogue will feel less like explainy and more organic and satisfying. So here's a short exercise to illustrate this. Again, feel free to do this exercise now or save it for when you have some time. Imagine you've got a character, character 1, who wants to find something, and another character, character 2, who knows where it is. And then I want you to write a dialogue scene between them in 3 different ways. So in the first one, character 1 asks character 2 for the information they need, and character 2 provides it. Second way, character 1 asks character 2 for the information they need, and character 2 is unwilling or uninterested in providing it. And the third way, character 1 asks character 2 for the information, and character 2 is happy to provide it, but they're distracted by something else. So do this exercise for roughly 10 to 15 minutes. Did you notice a difference between the scenes? And which one did you like best? And now we're going to talk about another very important aspect of dialogue, and that's character voice. Every character in your story should have their own voice. And what I mean by that is simply their own unique way of speaking. No two people on Earth communicate in exactly the same way. Just like the clothes we wear, the words we choose to use say a lot about who we are. Some people speak slower while others speak faster. Some people take long pauses to think before they speak, while others think while they're speaking. People will also speak with different degrees of humor, irony, directness. Some people will be more commanding in a conversation, while others will be a bit more deferential. People also tend to have pet phrases that they like to say a lot, as well as other phrases they would never ever think to say. Now, writing different voices for our characters tends to be easier when the characters are very different from each other. But what about when you have, say, a friendship group in which everyone is basically the same age and gender? They all still need to have a distinct voice, and here's how to do it. When you're deciding on a character's voice, you will need to consider these three things: how the character sees themselves, how the character wants to be seen by others, and how the character is really seen by others. You can have, for instance, a character who thinks of themselves as outgoing and brave, who wants to be seen as agreeable and nice, and is perceived as quiet and shy. Now, they would speak very differently from a character who thinks of themselves as quiet and shy, wants to be seen as outgoing and brave, and is perceived by others as being agreeable and nice. A character's voice will also be informed by other things, such as how old they are, what their gender is, where they're from, their familial background, their educational background, etc. Obviously, as writers, we will necessarily be writing about people who are not us. You might have one character who's kind of based on you, in which case you can easily borrow from your own mode of communication in order to write their voice. But other characters will differ from us in terms of age, race, nationality, economic background, and in these cases, it's very important to write sensitively and avoid leaning on cliché. The best way to avoid any problems here is simply to familiarize yourself with the people you are writing about. Speak with them, listen to them, get to know them. For example, if one of your characters is much older than you are, you don't have that lived experience, so speak to people who are of that age, listen to them on the street, on the news, just expose yourself to them. Be curious about who they are. And when you sit down to write these characters not as types, but as individuals. And that's our little intro to dialogue. For your homework, I'm going to share 5 simple things you can do to sharpen your ear and level up your dialogue writing abilities. Practice writing down real dialogue you encountered during your day. When I was starting out as a writer, I always kept a little notebook in my bag somewhere so that if I overheard someone say something interesting, I could write it down. So write down those lines you overhear in public or transcribe conversations that you had. Try to do this at least once a day. Pay close attention to how you speak. How often do you really say what you mean? Do you mix up your words, forget the point you were making, or ramble on a bit? Get used to observing how you actively use dialogue, and this will help you be able to write it for your characters. Notice when something you're reading or watching has bad dialogue. Just ask yourself, would a person really talk like that? So take note of when dialogue in books and movies feels false to you. It might not be obvious right away why it feels false, but if you write it down, keep thinking about it, you will learn over time. Practice writing dialogue using characters you already know. If you've never experimented with fan fiction, it's a surprisingly useful way to learn how to write. So take a favorite character from a book or movie that you love and see if you can write a short dialogue scene in their voice. And finally, read books and watch movies that are known for having good dialogue, which leads us into our reading list. And today, this also includes a watching list. So the books on your list are The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway, The Children by Edith Wharton, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love, which is a collection of short stories by Raymond Carver. And your watching list, The Apartment, Glengarry Glen Ross, the Before movies, literally any of them, ideally all 3 of them, and Anora. Have fun and see you in the next lesson.